In this video, I'm going to talk about stop losses and why you should not really use them. Stay with me. First, I'm going to show you why in theory stop losses don't work. And then later on, I'm going to talk about more practical way and why they're not really helping people. So what is a stop loss? Let's explain that in an example. Let's say XYZ is trading at 100 and then you get long XYZ and then you are planning to close it at 105, but then you're scared it will go down too much and you lose a lot of money. So you place a stop loss at $95 so that if XYZ goes to $95, it'll automatically close and then you won't lose more than $5 on that trade. So this is called stop loss. So a lot of people think that this would actually prevent big losses, but it doesn't. Assuming that XYZ has 50% chance of getting to 105 or 95, it is pretty obvious that you are going to make $0 after, let's say, you make 100 trades. Because it's probability, it's common sense. If it has 50% chance of going up or down, you are going to make nothing at the end of the day. You're not going to lose any money. So it is important to know that stop losses in that case, they are not going to help you with anything. So what happens in real life is you're going to place an order and it will just go away very quickly. And then there's people who say, oh, I will keep my lower end to 95, but if it goes to profit, I'll keep it longer. So let's say instead of closing it at 105, they decide to close it at 110. But in reality, what happens is that, yeah, you're gonna make more profit, but it's going to happen significantly less, because if you close your order at 110, you're reducing your chance of making any money. So at the end of the day, this is a zero-sum game. It means for every 3 trades, 2 of them would be a loser for you and the other one would be a winner. So at the end of the day, the winner is double the amount of losers. So you're going to be 0 at the end of the day. Don't do it. So there are people who say, oh, I don't use stop losses. I use trailing stop loss. What trailing stop losses are essentially is that when you place a trade, let's say it goes to on your favor by $1. So what you do is you move the window from 96 to 106. So what happens now? Now you have a new probability, still 50%, but you have secured a $1 of gain. But what happens here is that you will never close your position on the higher end side. You will only close your position when it goes down. So your position will always be closed for you automatically. So you will never make a lot of money if probabilities are still 50-50. I have actually created a script to simulate stop loss and trading stop loss orders. So I'll put the link below for you to, if you want to run it, just go and run it. It's a Python script. I'm pretty sure if you have a Linux or Mac computer, you should be able to run it on your computer. I am not too sure on Windows. The theoretical way is enough for me not to trade stop losses, because for me, there are zero-sum games and I don't want to close my position at a very low price when it goes down. If I have a long position, sometimes you're short and then you don't want to close your position when it goes up. So for the sake of simplicity of this video, we'll just assume that you're just getting long on everything. Now let's go to some practical reasons why stop losses are not really helping you. So stop losses are placed usually using 2 ways. One is market order and the other one is limit order. Market order are out of question for me automatically, because you're gonna get really crappy fills when the stock goes against you. So in our previous example of XYZ, if stock goes to 95 and you have like a stop loss with market order, you may actually get out of that trade but for $94 or $93, depending on what kind of stock or underlying you're trading. So this is just like a no for me. Like, just don't do stop loss order with market order. And then there is limit orders. They are a little bit safer than market orders. You set a limit for, let's say, $95, and then if it goes to 95, it will automatically close it for you. So this works most of the time for you, so you should not be really scared of it. But then there are times that this may not work for you. For example, when market drops dramatically one day, or when, let's say, the day after it opens with a major gap down, your limit order is not going to be met at all. So let's say you placed an order for 95, as we said earlier. Let's say after 10 minutes, all of a sudden whole stock market drops, and then the ask for your underlying is 93, and then there's a bid for 92.99, right? So your order is not going to be executed at all. So you're going to lose that opportunity. So you have to like intervene manually and then trade your position by yourself. So that's why I don't think it's a really good idea to use stop losses in practice, because it may create a false sense of safety and security. So you may actually play really big and then thinking that, oh, if the stock goes down, my stop loss is going to get triggered, so I'm safe. But that's not really the case. As I said earlier, 99% of the time it should work for you, especially if you're trading like a super liquid underlying. But if you're trading like some stock that does not trade at all, like, good luck, it's pretty risky. There is this theory that like market makers can read about your stop loss trades and then they can just rob the trade from you. I have personally never placed any stop loss order to actually experience this by myself. I'm not 100% sure about this, but I wouldn't be surprised if all these like bots programmed to figure out like what kind of stop losses are people placing, so that they can just rob your stop loss and then go back to the original price. So as I mentioned earlier in my video, I am going to give a very simple solution instead of trading stop losses. And that solution is just trade small. So if you trade really small, even if it gets to zero or it goes like against you like really bad, you're not gonna lose all of your money. And if you lose that entire trade, so you'll be safe, you don't really care about it. And then the question of small is a little bit subjective. Small for a bigger account might be very different from a smaller account. For any account above $100,000, I would say 1% is a good number to start with. And then for a smaller account, if you, let's say you have like $2,000 account, 1% of that would be $20, right? I'm not suggesting you should use a $20 trade on a $2,000 account. For a smaller account, you gotta like try larger percentage, at least 10% for a $2,000 account. And if you lose, you lose. You have to just get some courage and start trading and try to make your account as big as possible, so that in future you can trade properly. This is one of the reasons that rich people get richer, because not only have the luxury of like diversifying their portfolio better, but also they get a lot of margin accounts like portfolio margin and other stuff. But shouldn't discourage you. If you have a smaller account from trading, you can still trade smaller account and then learn a lot about your mistakes, so that when your account is big, you can easily manage it all by yourself, and you don't really need to rely on these hedge funds or index funds and all the other things that provide mediocre returns. This was my first video. If you're interested to know about any topic, I would be happy to share my thought on that. And then you can share the video, subscribe, like, dislike. If you're already subscribed, maybe you can unsubscribe and do all of the other stuff. There's like a bell next to the video. You can, maybe it's there, I don't know. Just click it. Yeah, happy trading. Peace.